What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Coventry City Road to Glory Realistic Career Mode. As you can see here, we have a first difficult game up against Manchester City, but if you tuned in to the last couple episodes, you know we have just beaten them 2-0, so definitely have some confidence in them. We are 9 points ahead of them right now as it sits. Looking at the standings right now, as you know, we sit top of the table. 16 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss of the season. 30 goals for, 10 against. So we definitely let up the least amount of goals, but we need to score more. As you can see, we're not even in that high in terms of the top 4 with goals scored. Looking at the bottom 3, we've got Crystal Palace, Brentford, and Leicester City. Making up that bottom 3 with Brighton and Leeds right there, and Wolves and Burnley within 3 points. So definitely a close race at the bottom. Some big news that happened when we moved over into December or into January. We didn't reach an agreement with Barty. We were looking at him to replace. As you can see, we lost a couple of players that were recalled, so wanted to bring him in, wasn't able to. We did lose Chukwuemeka, might go back in for a loan for him again, and we did lose Amad Diallo, so while bringing in Timothy Weah, so it's kind of 1 and 1 out there, kind of helps, but we will be looking to bring in a couple other loans, as you'll see in just a second. Looking at our youth academy, nothing here, probably going to even release him as well. But as you see, we were offered the Napoli job, which is awesome to see, but this is a Coventry City. Maybe after we win the league and Champions League, we can move on to another team. But until then, rejecting. But even after we do that, we might end up starting a new save. Esposito getting an offer from Luton. Hopefully we get a better offer. Maybe we'll end up thinking about letting him go, actually. Gutierrez is not going anywhere. But looking at the offers that we have Iron Kunda from Juve. We want to bring in just on a short-term loan to kind of have that cover out wide, as well as Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob is an interesting one. He's not getting playing time at City, so since we lost Diallo from one Manchester club, why not go in for another? The Manchester City club we will be going up against look a little tired here. Just by the proposed lineup, you've got Ederson between the posts, Nuno Mendes, Akanji, and Antonio Silva with Di Lorenzo making the back four, De Bruyne, Rodrigo, and Foden making the midfield 3 with Grealish, Haaland, and Bernardo Silva. They've got 5 wins in their last 5, so they are definitely on a roll. This is the team that we will be taking Manchester City. Our strongest team, moving O'Hare into the middle, as well as we giving Timothy Weah his first start with the club, since we got him on loan, see kind of what he's all about. But yeah, this is the team that's going to take on City, and hopefully we can come away victors again. Oh, this is Silver's first game as well. Ross Barkley able to win the ball. I would like to have Tony. And we are in behind. Ivan Toney! And saved by Ederson. Oh my. Oh my. What a beautiful ball that was over the top. That's got to be a goal. Nuno Mendes blocks it with his arm. I mean, fuck it. Barkley up and just wide. Oh my. That would have been a stunning opening goal. What we have been looking for. Ivan Toney unable to get to that. Timothy Weah able to beat Di Lorenzo. Timothy Weah, saved by Ederson. Had to give it a go. Jack Harrison with the cross in. Paulinho with the header, and it's a goal! 38 minutes in, Coventry City takes the lead. And the crowd goes wild. A bullet header by João Paulinho. Just nothing Ederson can do about it. And we take the lead against Manchester City. That is what you like to see. Paulinho gets the nice foot in. We caught them a little forward, but unable to really do anything with them bombing on. Jack Harrison all alone. And Ivan Toney gets his goal number 2 on the edge of halftime here. Ivan Toney telling the doubters too, I don't listen to you. Beautiful slot pass, beautiful shot. And we take a commanding lead against Manchester City. And that's going to do it for halftime. 2-0 Coventry. What a way to start today's episode. Keeping Holland without a shot in the entire first half. Love to see it. Our defense is clamping down. Nuno Mendes. O'Hare able to step in and puts it out for a corner. Oh my god. Come on. That is ridiculous. O'Hare able to block it for Phil Foden, but out for another corner. Rodri. O'Hare. O'Hare is on the good side of Di Lorenzo and just not enough stamina to do anything. Someone get it? Oh, that is crazy. And it hits his arm. Are you kidding? You're joking. Like, that's gotta be a freaking joke. Jack Harrison gets to the other side of Mendes. We're gonna take that free kick because we want a set piece. We're good at set pieces. Loftus-Cheek. Krejci was up. Timothy Weah beats Di Lorenzo. Saved by Ederson. Booted away. Tracked down by Paulinho. We get around Jack Grealish. O'Hare with a just soft shot. Bringing on some substitutes. We got Tony Loftus-Cheek Weah coming off for Fofana, Piek Ho, Perea, and Fofana coming on instead. Having to survive 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Can we hang on for our second 2-0 victory against Manchester City? And as you can see, we also brought Jensen back into the fold after he had a skull fracture at the end of last season. Fofana, Jack Harrison, and can't hit the target. But that's going to do it. That's going to be another 2-0 victory over Manchester City, and we extend our lead at the top, depending on the Arsenal result, but move further away from third nonetheless. Manchester City there had 175 passes and only 1 shot. Meanwhile, we had 13 shots and 95 passes. One thing I forgot to do was show you all the month. As you can see, it sits like this. We just beat Manchester City. We have a cup game against Shrewsbury and an away game against Brentford. Might play all 3, might play only 2, but it will definitely be a shorter episode as we get through January. So it looks like Chadwick was taken from us. He was worth 2.1 million, so definitely not anything to scoff at, but it didn't look like I would have kept him anyway, though. Looking at the rest of the scouting report, we have an 83 potential player, but he's not really worth much right up front, and everyone else doesn't seem like they are worth anything either. Still so bummed about losing that player when my game shut down. So we were able to get both Oscar Bob and Nestoroy Kunda, bringing both of them to help with the wide play. We need to look for a player in the middle of the park, so hopefully we can look at another loan and see what we can do there. Going to simulate this game just because I don't really want to play against Shrewsbury. Should be an easy walk-away win. And it was an easy walk-away win that we had. Forson scored in the 86th minute. Oscar Bob scored on his debut, and Asante scored and got hurt 2 minutes later. Hopefully that injury isn't crazy. It looks like he was subbed off at halftime. But we walk away comfortable winners. We will let Jansen go on loan now that he's recovered from that skull fracture that he had most of the year. I'll let him go on loan to try to save and hang on to that potential. Thomas Asante is only out for 4 days, which is nice with a pulled groin. So we have a long layoff coming up, so shouldn't be impacted the rest of the even this month that much. Looking at the Belgium scouting report, nothing really here. Going to reject everyone. Going to reject this loan offer. Negotiate this one just because getting some of the salary off the books as well, but hopefully he gets some playing time and able to come back and regain some of that potential. Munoz, our second team. Oh, that's a tough one. Adebayo is not going to West Ham. And Manchester United comes in for Esposito. Looking at the last scouting report from France, again, nothing here. Going to reject everybody. So if we can get upwards of 27 from Manchester United for Esposito, we're definitely going to take that and bring in another midfielder / hybrid right back. Manchester United do accept the number we come up with. We'll see if they agree to a fee. Going to negotiate Arsenal. The spreadsheet said they're a bigger club than us, so we have to sell. Well, he doesn't go. Well, Esposito doesn't agree to terms with Manchester United. Surprising they couldn't get that done. Going into match day 21, it is us against Brentford. They only have 15 points all year, which means they're going to play well and beat us. Looking at this Brentford team, you have David Raya, Milla, Maguire, and Collins making up the back three with Sabali and Rorislev out wide as the fullbacks, providing width. Zambrano, Milla, and Kajust in the midfield three with Embuemo and Sanabria up top. Luckily for us, Sheshko's out, and Nketiah's hurt, and Jensen is out as well. Gonna have a slightly rotated team, bringing in Weah, Makati, and Irankunda into the starting lineup. Hopefully we can get something from this game, knowing that they're in 19th, not that good. Weah. Just flopping around in their box. Pause. That was pretty funny. Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek. Out by Milla. And our corner. We love set pieces. Can we do something? Can we do something? Tosin Adebayo and saved by David Raya. It would have been a great early goal for us. Leif Davis again. Ross Barkley and blocked by Zambrano. Third corner in a row. Can we do something? Leif Davis again. Ivan Toney this time. Unable to get there. Ross Barkley, but only as far as Barkley again, able to hold off the challenge. Finds Tony again, and we take the lead off the rebound. Probably should have did the apology celebration, but we didn't buy him from Brentford. A great way to open the scoring. With the rotated squad, we get another win. Or another lead. Don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. Loftus-Cheek able to hold him off, but unable to get it inside the post. Would have been a great heading goal. 5 minutes to go until halftime. We've pretty much dominated Brentford like you'd expect, but we only have a 1-goal lead, which is, to me, an insecure lead. So we want to go try to capitalize on that. Timothy Weah. Keeper able to get down and save it, and that's going to be it for the first half. We have a 1-0 lead, a slight lead, but we've dominated that pretty much that whole first half. We need to try to make it grow in the second. The lead, that is. McAtee and David Raya able to save. Pretty good offensive work there. Like I said, we still need that second goal. Ivan Toney able to hold on to possession. We get it to Timothy Weah. And taken down by Rorislev and given a yellow. That was outside the box, unfortunately. I think if it was inside the box, that might have been a red. Oh. Still a pretty rough tackle. What can we do with this set piece? Kanechi was trying to go for the volley and that was blocked. We get another set piece. Arankuda. Loftus Cheek with the header, and we score a goal. 2-0 Coventry. Set pieces is where it's at for us. Free kicks and corners. We score headers. Taking Ivan Toney off now that we have that 2-0 lead against 19th place. Don't really want to get an injury to him, so. Ways. Fofana and saved. Right at the keeper, saved by David Raya. Still 2-0. 65 minutes played. We're comfortable. We're cruising. And Roerslev puts it out for another set piece, another corner. What can we do with this one? Cross in. Cross in again. Back to Davis. Roerslev steps in and we're putting pressure on them. Can we hold them and pin them in and win it back? Yes, we can. And yes, we do. And that's going to do it. We walk away 2-0 victors away at Brentford. So, another win. We march on. Not much you can say about it. "13 shots and not even a shot given up. So, as you can tell, domination. Jensen has agreed to his loan to Bristol City, so he's going to be gone for the rest of the season, which is good for him. Get some game time. Going to reject this Austin Trusty deal, and we'll see you all at deadline day, unless something else happens in the meantime and we get another offer for Esposito or anything like that. Well, we have drawn Birmingham in the next round of the FA Cup, so gonna go ahead and simulate this, but hopefully we are able to move on and we'll dive into deadline day. We come away for dominant in this showing as well, which is great to see, but as you can see, McAtee does get hurt. Hopefully that's the only injury. Asante gets a goal, Thomas Asante gets a goal, Piak Sung-ho gets a goal, gets a brace, and Asante gets a brace as well. Hopefully that injury isn't a long-term one. McAtee will be gone with a torn groin for 4 weeks. So he's going to miss basically the next episode, the month of February. Some big games in February as the Champions League knockouts begin, but he won't be partaking in those games. Caracas moves to Arsenal for 61 million. Pablo Torre moves to Hoffenheim. Can't say that's the most realistic one, but Tell moves from Bayern to PSG for 144 million. Jeez. Cash was splashed. Oh, DeAndre Yedlin moving to Vallecano on a loan from Cincinnati. Thiago Tomas, who was a wonder kid a couple years ago, moving on to Augsburg. Vivian does make that move to Chelsea. It looks like Amiri made his move somewhere. I'm going to reject that. Austin Trusty stays. Amiri moves to Valladolid. Chris Richards might be on the move to Everton. No crazy transfers, honestly, that are going on except for that Tal one. Laiduni goes to Atalanta. Liverpool looking at a striker, and Echeverry looks like he's moving as well. We are not giving up Russ Barkley or Trusty, at least before deadline. Jonathan David making a move to Manchester United. Gabriel Jesus looking to move on to Dortmund. I'm going to say no to both of those deals. And now there's basically no time if anyone does come in. Viper goes to Luton Town. Does Jonathan David make the move to Manchester United? It doesn't look like it. Looking at our standings, where they sit today after match day 21, we still sit up top with 18 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. 34 goals for, 10 goals against, 56 points. We're up by 12 points. It is almost assuredly ours, hopefully, but that is only 4 games. If we lose 4, get into a bad vein of form, that could all change. Looking at the transfer history, Tal was the biggest deal done. Manchester City did get Arnau Martinez. That was a huge deal. They did also pay Benfica 81 million. Madrid was able to bring in Diomande. That was in August. Sasha Bowie moves from Bayern to Milan on deadline day. Harvey Elliott moved to Bayern. Barrios moved to Manchester United in the middle of the window. Kirkes moves to Arsenal. We saw De Bruyne moves to Milan. Did not see that. Gakpo moves to Arsenal. Gonçalo Ramos moves to Inter. Kubo moving to Liverpool. Larson to Athletic de Bilbao. I wish EA was able to hard code that in where Athletic de Bilbao doesn't sign anyone outside the Basque region. It kind of ruins immersion. But that's going to do it for today's episode. Before I digress, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Zombie Joystick Gaming. I'm out. Peace.